Hey, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb, and I'm going to talk in this episode about my keto pregnancy, keto and pregnancy, and my first trimester coming up next. Hey guys, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb. I'm pregnant. That is my big announcement, is that I have a keto pregnancy. As many of y'all know, my family, I thought that the door was closed completely on having an additional child in our family, as I felt like our family was complete with our Duke, with our foster mentee, who I feel like is my son, and I thought that the door was closed. Excuse the cars, I'm in DC, in our nation's capital. But I come to find out God had other plans. He laughs when we plan, because I'm pregnant. I'm in my first trimester with my keto pregnancy. I have had PCOS, and so I wanted to do a video a little bit about my pregnancy story to show encouragement and to help others. As I had a very tough road getting pregnant with my son. It took 6 months, which for some people with infertility and using keto with infertility, that 6 months seemingly is not a long time, but for me it was very calculated, it was very structured, it was very planned, it was very robotic to ensure that we got pregnant with my son. It took a while, and every single month I felt very sad that I didn't have a positive pregnancy test, and so my heart goes out to people who are suffering with infertility, but there is a solution. And for me, having been on keto the past 18 months and lost 67 pounds through the keto way of life and ketogenics way of life, that being in ketosis changed my hormones. It helped my PCOS to get me pregnant. For less than 1% odds to be pregnant right now with a strong, healthy pregnancy blows my mind. I cannot believe it, but I did have a couple of tips that I wanted to share in this video, and I will be doing other keto pregnancies and keto while I'm pregnant videos to help encourage other people. But if people are struggling with infertility, and I don't use that word lightly, I definitely know that my 6 months from having my son now to being super calculated with planning for our son, and then to not be super calculated planning for this one, definitely has opened my eyes a little bit about how powerful the ketogenics way of life is, which is high fat, moderate protein, low carb, LCHF, low carb, high fat diet, that it physically changed my hormones. It physically made me different on the inside, of that I struggled so badly to get pregnant with my son. Now to have that, I think is just such a gift, such a miracle, and that I do think it's possible for other people to have a positive pregnancy test. If I have, then I do believe that others can as well, and that it's been a calling on my heart to share a little bit more about my keto pregnancy. Although this first trimester has been rough for me, I have been extremely nauseous, extremely barfy, and very tired. I know the end product will all be worth it, but definitely it's made me very sleepy. It's made my work efficiency go down. But I'm super, super grateful, because I know that I'm having a healthy pregnancy. I know that the vitals are good, that things are going really well, and that this is the healthiest I possibly can be as the oven for the baby that's cooking inside. And so I just wanted to share a little bit about first trimester for me. That I have been so sick, and going through this season, of some tips that I've had to do with that. And the tips are that I have had to switch a little bit from keto to low carb, meaning I literally, when you're throwing up, the doctor is going to suggest saltines, is going to suggest having some bread. And that does, when I ate carbs, it did calm my stomach, but it led to other issues, as I do have when I ingest carbs. I get higher anxiety, I get puffy, I don't feel myself, my mental clarity goes down. And so trying to find the balance of keto with pregnancy has been interesting. And so I want to pose that for everybody who is trying to get pregnant or who is pregnant, is that it's definitely, when I eat keto, I feel cleaner, I feel healthier, but I've had to change what keto is for me and low carb is for me. That I may not be having as high a fat, moderate protein, and low carb, that I may need to tweak it, that I am tweaking it a little bit to still be high fat, moderate protein, low carb, but it may be a little bit more protein, and it may be a little bit more carbs, and it may be a little bit less fat. And that may not be the true definition of keto, even though I've done it the past 18 months to lose 67 pounds, that my body, i.e. the baby, is requiring other nutritional needs from me that I've had to change up, right? And particularly during this first trimester of important, eye growth, organ growth, body growth, all these vital things that are growing, I want to make sure I'm giving the best, most nourishing food possible, even through this season of feeling really, really sick and really, really tired. And so For example, having a big old ribeye used to be my jam. That was like almost a daily food for me. It was at least every other day. Now the thought of that makes me want to yak. Now that I just said that, I kind of want to throw up. So having to change what food I'm eating, I've had more deli meats. I've had to make more keto bagels, and having those on hand that I don't run out to the grocery store, say, and buy a bagel that has 40 carbohydrates in it. But I've had to do more home cooked things. But how do I do home cooked things when I'm so tired? So finding the balance of those for me has been interesting through this keto pregnancy, that I am trying to plan the best I can, but also giving myself a whole bunch of grace too. That it may not be as squeaky clean as it once was for me the past 18 months, and that is okay because my body, the baby, is requiring some other things from me. So I wanted to share a little bit about my keto pregnancy, how I worked through having a really, really tough time conceiving our son to now having seamlessly, not tough time at all, this welcome surprise, amazing joy and blessing, and this miracle is really what I'm calling it. It's a miracle to welcoming a new family addition into our lives as a result, truly, I believe, of keto. If I hadn't gone on this past 18-month journey with keto, I really don't believe that I would be pregnant right now. I really attribute my pregnancy to eating keto the past 18 months because it totally recalibrated my hormones. To make my body healthy, and not having the extra 67 pounds on me, I know helped my PCOS to lead to a keto pregnancy. Getting pregnant while having PCOS, seemingly the odds were very small for me to get pregnant, to now being totally pregnant. I was surprised. I thought the ultrasound was going to say I have twins. Not thankfully, but thankfully we don't, even though it runs in our family. But I did want to share a little bit about my first trimester, about keto during pregnancy. I'll have other videos in a series about eating keto during pregnancy, and then also of course I've touched on a little bit with keto infertility, of how that has greatly helped my body not be infertile and to be this fertile myrtle over here, this fertile breeding ground, and how grateful we are because of the fertility foods that I ate to get pregnant, the fertility foods for getting pregnant. Really, having fertility foods for getting pregnant has been amazing to me. That simply just eating high fat, moderate protein, low carb, changed my hormones, helped me lose weight, and helped me to get to this point of having a child, another child in our family. So we will be very blessed to have 3 children, our 3-year-old son, our foster mentee that I consider one of my sons, and then this 3rd child. So put in the comments below, do you think it's going to be a boy or a girl? I will be due when the Duchess is due in mid-May timeframe. And put down below, the question of the day is, do you think it's going to be a boy or a girl? But truly, I did want to give this video to give encouragement and hope to people who are having infertility issues, that, you know, eating a low carb, high fat, LCHF eating, really, for me, it was a game changer. I had no idea how much my life would change by starting keto, and now having keto led me to have another child. Really, truly, what a blessing that is. And that if you're struggling with infertility, just to give you hope that, or struggling with PCOS, that from my case, that it really truly helped recalibrate my hormones, recalibrate my weight, and I really do believe that that's why I'm pregnant now. So, and having, not only pregnant right now, but having a healthy pregnancy at that. So despite being despite being tired, but that's all first trimester stuff. So anyways, I'm so excited to share in the announcement that I'm pregnant. So give this video a big old thumbs up, and make sure you click subscribe so you can see the rest of my keto pregnancy journey. Have a great day, guys. Bye. I'm gonna edit that part out.